Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I've got a bunch of things to show you today. I've been on holiday for a week, so we've had some very bad weather here. I haven't been out a tremendous lot, but I haven't stayed in all the time either. But I have done quite a lot of crafting. So I'm going to show you the big things first and the little things last. So this is a multimedia project. My dear friend Callie Black, whose channel I urge you to check out, showed me what multimedia collages were all about. And basically, I loved them so much, I decided I would have a go myself. This is, it's a tray, it's a little tea tray, and it says, "We are Stardust." And you can take that a number of ways. There's a song, "We Are Stardust, We Are Golden" by Scott McKenzie, all about going to San Francisco, I think. Something like that. Woodstock, maybe. One of them. There is the physics of the thing. Carl Sagan, the great physicist, opened me up to the knowledge that every single atom in our bodies was once part of a star somewhere out there in the universe. So take it as you will. The postcard was sent to me by my dear friend Beth, who is, a long way away from me, but she comes and goes. I see her occasionally, and every time I see her, it's just like I haven't missed the time in between. It's great. I love friends like that. Anyway, so here's this multimedia collage. There's a bit of chain, there's beads, there's little doll's shoes, there's bits of watches, there's a little rat down here, little golden rat, buttons and belt buckles, a butterfly, a lovely sort of embellishment here, another buckle here, there's a fork, there's a knife, there's a spoon in there. So, yep, there's a spoon down there, another little shoe. Basically, anything that you can find and you can glue down, I've glued down. So that's that. Moving on to the next big thing, it's a photo frame which started life as an ordinary photo frame in a charity shop, and I was given this rather lovely card of Whitby by a very dear friend at work who'd been to Whitby, seen all about Dracula. The book, obviously by Bram Stoker, has a lot of the action set in Whitby. Dracula's boat comes ashore there. Mina sits and looks out to sea looking for Jonathan Harker to come home. So what I did was I decided to frame it, and I got some little bits. I don't know if you can actually see them, whether it'll be in focus or not. Some little extracts from the novel, and printed them out, aged the paper, aged the frame slightly, and stuck all the extracts from the book around the outside of the picture. And I actually think it looks really nice. So it's an idea. If you've got a picture and it's got a book connected to it, just go to the local library and photocopy some pages, age them up, and Bob's your uncle. Anyway, we sort of skipped past this bottle, which I'll show you now. It's got a nice stamp in wax on the top. It's got a little spider spinning some web around the closure. It's got a lovely skull there. Come into focus, please. Thank you. And it's got two skeletons clinging on, trying to get this key, and the key itself has also, whoop, there we go, has also got a little spider on it. And the bottle is obviously aged and made to look like it's covered in some sort of skin. It's one of my favourite things to do, obviously. That's why I do it all the time. And the skeletons are aged and almost part. They've been there so long, they're almost part of the bottle. That's the idea anyway. Kept their eyes nice and red and glowy to fit in with the stamp on the top. So that's that bottle. I also did a little bottle, and this is the, come into focus, thank you. This is the Three of Swords bottle. The blood in this one is coming out from underneath the lid, and there's a little blood red ruby gem on the top there. And I just think that's simple but effective. And that sits with my little bottles on a glass cake stand on the side. So that's that one. And then something a bit different. This is a round perfume bottle, and I've done it so that you can see almost inside. There's glitter inside, there's different colours inside, so you can see through parts of it, and then other parts it's purple magic, well, nail varnish, but same thing. And then come into focus there. Oh, where are we? There we are. And there's a little skull on the top and a little bead. So, and it's sitting on a glass base. So I'm pretty pleased with that one actually. I like the pile of stones on the top, almost like a lid. So that was a round perfume bottle. I think it was from the Body Shop in it originally. Okay, so we've got some Pebbles here, which I'm going to be giving a couple of them to a couple of chaps at work to keep on their desk. I thought that was pretty funny, the paperweight of the world. This one, a very inspirational one, be the pebble that makes the ripple. This one in Latin says, I fell into dark waters, which is the pebble telling you why it's black. And this one here saying, I am neither a mountain nor a grain of sand. No, you're a pebble. So that's those. I like those a lot, actually. What I do is I type the phrase that I want to write in the font I want on the computer and then just copy it. I sprayed the pebbles with car paint, let them dry, and then used a white ink pen and wrote it on. And it's Adler typewriter, Adler something. So I can't remember what the font is. Anyway, I'm sure you can find a font if you want to do something similar. But I really like them a lot. I'm going to do some more, I think. I've also done some more fridge magnets for people at work. Everyone's going to be sick of the sight of my fridge magnets. There's one there which has got a little bell, and a little heart, and a little red stone. One there which has got a little pearl and a little spiral. This one is very nice. It's got sort of a pattern within a pattern on it and some beads. I did, the lady that this is for, I did ask her what colour her kitchen was before I made it. And this one is just a present for, obviously, someone called Amy, because she said she would bring me a fridge magnet. So it's just got a little flowery gem on it. Moving on to little brooches, there's a little rainbow one. What I've been doing is I've been just using ordinary safety pins, then putting an extra line of wire along the back, not along the bit that does it up, obviously, because then all the beads would fall off, and then putting different sets of beads on. This one has got a little llama on it. That's for somebody in my running club who is fond of llamas. This one is also for a friend from running because she makes me happy, so that's for her. And these three, there's an L, there's a little A there. These are just wooden letters that I got from the works very inexpensively, and used a point to make a hole in them and just put some jump rings through them. Put some spirals on the bar there, so you can make them long like that one or short like this one. It doesn't really matter. I think they look nice, and they're nice gifts for people as well. So carrying on the theme of jewellery, I made this rather unusual, I'll say, brooch out of a brooch that was something else. My mum had sent me a big bag of jewellery that was either broken or she didn't want any more, and there was a brooch in there, and part of it had a line of diamantes here and a line of diamantes down here as part of the design, and I didn't like the rest of the design, so I've covered it with this rather wonderful rainbow nail varnish, put a little raven transfer on it. This was a brad that I had, and cut the legs off it, little crystal there, and then just a little bird wing on the bottom and some sticky gems around the side. So very pleased with that, actually. I've been wearing it a lot. This necklace, as you can see, it's spider's webs necklace. It's one of the Primark Halloween jewellery specials. It was a choker, so what I did was took the original choker, got my bead store cabochon and backing, got a spider transfer onto some watercolour paper, and there's one of those little flowers again that I put on Amy's fridge magnet, and it's a little spider coming down to look at the flower, and the edges are slightly reddened, and there's I don't know if you can see, there's a little tiny bit of rainbow glitter on the edge as well. It doesn't show up very well, and then I've coloured in these little bits as well, so that's a little spider choker. I mean, there's not a great deal of making in this, but I thought I'd show it to you anyway. I've been buying my beads from this wonderful online store called the Bead Store, and I saw one of these on there and I just had to have it. It's a dandelion seed caught in a bit of acrylic. It's really difficult to see in this light, but I hope you can see it there. There, yeah, you can just about see it there. And so I've just got a piece of velvet, got a nice attaching thing, and sewn the ends of the ribbon together to put the fastening on. But I just thought it was the loveliest thing. I can't decide whether to put extra gems on it or whatever, but I think maybe just keep it as it is, the simplicity of it. It's just such a lovely thing. So the Bead Store is where I got that, and where I got all of these as well. So basically, this is a necklace I've put together out of a number of things. It's one of these catches at the top that you're supposed to use if you're making a multiple threaded necklace and you want to put the clasp here and join many threads of necklace. But I've just used it as a way to hang a number of charms off. So I've got a little sun and a star and a beautiful moon, and then I've hung a little diamante from the moon as well, and used just a straight pin and put a bead and a star bead to give it some length so that it doesn't mess up the symmetry, and I think it looks really nice. It looks great on against a plain top actually. I'll just put it down here and you can see vaguely what it looks like there. Yeah, I think it looks very nice, but you know me, more is more. And the last two things I've got to show you are dragon eyes, and you'll have to forgive me because I've never done these before. This is the first one I did. I mean, I've done the eyes before, but I haven't done setting them in polymer clay before. So, oh, you can see my shadow, reflection rather, in the eye. But there is the eye, and I think I've talked about in one of my other videos how you make the eye itself using just a glass cabochon and nail varnish on the back and a pointy tool to scrape it all together. But anyway, I watched a couple of videos on, you know, really good people's work and decided to have a go. So I've made this sort of gold one, gold and green, and he's got two little horns there. So this is the inside of his eye, pointing towards his nose, and this is the outside up here, pointing towards his ear. I don't know why I did it that way around, but there we go. And then I've just used polymer clay, different things to texture it, different tools. What I've been using, because I don't really want to buy a whole set of polymer clay tools, I've been using a manicure set that happened to be hanging around in the bathroom, and they've got all sorts of lovely different pointy and different ended things that you can make patterns in polymer clay with. So that's that one. And then I decided to make another one, and this is for my lovely husband, and he's going to stick this on his guitar. He's got a black guitar, so I made another eye and a black and silver dragon, and this dragon here, he's got 3 horns, a really pointy one at the top, a slightly smaller one, and a slightly smaller one again. And again, this is his nose, this end, and the side of his face here, and lots of different textures. Because I bake it in the oven and don't want to get sort of chemically glittery things in the oven in case it, I don't know, gets in our food or something ridiculous, I've been using edible glitter that you can get in the supermarket. Actually, I got it in Tesco's at Christmas time, and just sort of spray the polymer clay with water or setting lotion or whatever, and then put some of this edible glitter on it, and it looks really nice, I think. This is a black polymer clay, a little bit of green acrylic paint after I'd baked it, just so you know it actually is a dragon underneath there. But I really like this fella, and my husband is thrilled with him and is going to stick him on his guitar, which will be a wonderful life for this dragon's eye. Anyway, there we go. So as you can see, I have been super busy. I've done a heap of stuff, and I even managed to get out and do a couple of runs as well. The old hip replacement is working pretty well. It doesn't like the cold weather very much, but it is working pretty well, and I'm up to about, not very far, 2.5 miles maybe, which I'm quite pleased with. Obviously nothing like what I'm used to, but hey-ho, slow but sure. Slow and steady wins the race, so they say. Not actually factually true, but fast and nippy usually wins the race in my experience, but there we go. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a long one. I hope you don't mind, but as you can see, I've done a bunch of things, and some people of my acquaintance will be on the receiving end of them. So thanks ever so much for watching, and don't forget, be the pebble that makes the ripple. Cheerio now, see you next time, bye.